Good morning. Good morning. Thanks for being here with us this morning. Wake Up Web3. Reptar will be in if he can make it. He'll pop in. If not, unfortunately, that means you just get me. And yeah, sorry about that. But I am hiding in my basement from the aliens, as you can see. And we'll get to that. I don't know if you saw this or not, but former President Barack Obama was giving an interview. I believe it was to somebody at ABC News. And part of the interview, they were like, "Hey, are aliens real?" He's like, "Oh yeah, aliens are real. I mean, I haven't seen one, but yeah, they're real. I mean, we don't keep them in Area 51 or anything like that, but unless they, all right, we'll watch that later. But yeah, just flat out, yeah, aliens are real. Like that was like not a big deal. But before we get into that, I mean, I do. We are going to talk about what crypto do you think aliens would use? Do you think aliens have created some of our crypto? I know Reptar believes that Saucer Swap and HBAR is alien tech because it's not a blockchain; it's a hash graph. And the DEX Saucer Swap, their icon is a UFO. So yeah, that's where Reptar stands on that. But before we get into aliens, or if you've been around the space long enough, aliens, let's get to some bubbles, bubbles, my bubbles. Here they are. The bubbles. World Live, I don't know. World Liberty Financial, not World Wildlife Fund. That's WWF. WWF will always be World Wrestling Federation. If you know, you know. Mr. Gray, good to see you. No intro today. Do you mean like the countdown or just me talking randomly? Because we're just going to get straight into it. Anyway, World Liberty Financial. That's the Trump family blockchain token thingy. Yeah, doing well today. Stable is not a stable coin, by the way. It's up to rank 79 today. What is that up? That's a good little bit, up from 2.3 to 3.1. Yeah. And for the month, let's see. Look at that. If you got in at the bottom here, or let's see, 1.6, it's almost a double. Not bad. Not bad at all. I don't know. We talked about Pi yesterday. Pi's still up today. XRP, that's my baby. 146. Nothing major. Still hanging out down low here. The countdown didn't show up? Huh. I had it running. That's weird. I don't know. It showed up on my screen. Anyway, let's see what else we got. Trump token. Okay, it's up if you're into that sort of thing. Anything else interesting? My God, Bitcoin. Look at that. Oh, we're up 0.5%. We're back, baby. Yeah. We're going to be flopping around until stuff happens. XRP, H-bar, up a little, 0.7%. I don't know, I'm still waiting on H-bar to get down, like we talked about yesterday, in the 6 range. That's where I'll be stacking. Otherwise, I'm happy. My H-bar bags average price is under 5 cents. YouTube was slowing the notification. That's also possible. YouTube was out last night. A lot of social media was out last night. In case you didn't know that, there was some AWS servers were out. YouTube was down for a little bit. Some of the other socials were down for a little bit. Speculation that might have been a pre-run cyber attack. Who knows? All I know is there's still plenty of exploits and 0-day stuff hanging out there. But yeah, let's move over here to the coin market cap. See if there's any good news. Coin market cap. The coin market cap. The market cap is yesterday. I think it was 2.31. Up to 12. Yesterday we were at 13. Sliding a little bit towards altcoin season. It just means altcoins are down a little bit less than Bitcoin in the last little bit. Smack dab in the middle of the RSI divergence. So, yeah. We'll see what's going to happen. Bitcoin still doing its thing between here and here. I haven't watched it yet, but Crypto Jeb was talking this morning about possibly seeing another dip below 60K. If you take this as a big, I think if we go to the weekly here, maybe it'll show it better. If you take this as a bear flag, then perhaps we're going to continue down. Anyway, yeah. I was going to go with yesterday's thumbnail that I made, but we forgot to talk about aliens yesterday. So we're going to talk about aliens today and why crypto was created by, for, and through aliens and their AI superior technology. XRP not doing much. Binance not doing much. Everything's like on the 1 hour or on the daily. Just not a lot of movement. Let's see if we do this. On the top here, it looks like World Liberty Financial is the biggest, then Stable, then Kite. Morpho, Trump, Midnight. Like nothing's really moving big. How close are we? Let's see. We're still. People are talking about XRP flipping Ethereum. It's still, 90 billion to 230. So it's got a 3x in price while Ethereum stays the same in order for XRP to flip Ethereum. I don't think that's going to happen for a while. It may eventually. Some XRP maxis say that XRP is going to flip Bitcoin. We'll see. Whatever. There is a Fed meeting today as they release some information. We'll talk about that in just a second. Still 94% chance of no rate cuts in March. Yay. Okay. 76% chance of no rate cuts in April. And then by June, we have a new Fed chair. And so the odds of no rate cut are 39%, and everything else is the odds of a rate cut. Alrighty, let's get into some news. This is what's going on today. Might or might not affect crypto markets. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. That's been one of the most interesting features of this latest Bitcoin cycle, in my opinion, especially the last probably year and a half to 2 years, is news, good news or bad news, has oftentimes not really affected the price. Now, obviously, if you get some kind of major black swan news, yes, that affects it. But just great partnerships for a project don't move the price up. The Fed not raising interest rates last month didn't move prices down. So yeah, but today we've got the housing data, which is already out. I just haven't looked it up yet. At 11, there is the GDP announcement. At 1, there's a Fed vice chair speech. At 2, the FOMC meeting, which, I mean, it's not an emergency meeting, as some on X would claim. It's just the meeting they have every time they release these numbers. It's not an emergency meeting. It's not an emergency meeting. Then you got the U.S. foreign buying report and the BOJ bonds buying. That's the Bank of Japan. Has to do with the carry trade or reverse carry trade or cheap money and Japan raising interest rates. And from Crypto Nobbler here, expect high market volatility. We'll see. Sometimes this stuff has shown market volatility. Sometimes it has not. But that's on the schedule for today. So if you see volatility, maybe centered around this type of information. All right, what else we got? So I thought this was interesting from Coin Bureau. I'm going to bring you some stuff I found interesting because there's not a big major crypto move today. One project is not dropping major news bombs. So altcoins have seen net selling at centralized exchange spot markets. Retail is largely out, smart money's rotated, and there's still no clear sign of institutional accumulation. I find that analysis a little confusing given the fact that we have seen institutions buying ETFs. They're not buying directly. They're not buying altcoins directly. They are putting a lot of money in ETFs. Although you can also say, we talked about it maybe last week, but was it Fidelity? I don't think it was Fidelity. There was another large financial institution that had over $2 billion worth of crypto. And not ETFs, actual tokens. Most of, they had the biggest bag they held was Bitcoin, then Ethereum, then XRP, then Solana. And it wasn't JP Morgan. It wasn't Bank of America. It wasn't Fidelity. I'm sorry. I am completely blanking. And I'm old, so my memory's not what it used to be. So I find this analysis interesting. Although, here is the chart: 1 year cumulative buy, sell, quote, volume difference for altcoins. I will point this out as well. A lot of these big institutions are not buying on centralized exchanges at spot price. So while I'm not disputing the accuracy of this chart as far as the numbers it has access to, I don't think this is the point. I think retail is dumping on centralized exchanges and spot markets. I think institutions are accumulating over the counter. Just my opinion. This is another chart to kind of along the same point here. Bitcoin ownership from at River. Congratulations on getting that name. Bitcoin ownership has changed massively in 2025. Obviously, it's 2026 now, but he's looking at all of the 2025 numbers. In 2025, look at the individuals, look at the businesses, funds, and governments. Yeah, retail's getting out. Retail is tired of waiting. All right, so this is the ownership distribution of Bitcoin as of December 31st, 2025. Individuals still hold 14 million Bitcoin. Businesses hold 1.45 million Bitcoin. Funds and ETFs 1.49. Governments hold 432,000 Bitcoin, we believe. And there is still 1.04 million Bitcoin to be mined. And that will take, another 150 years. But the majority of the Bitcoin supply is already out there. There's a projected 1.61 million lost Bitcoin. We'll see. The Satoshi apparently has 968,000 Bitcoin. Good for you. Congratulations, NSA. You will be the wealthiest non-government, or I guess you're a government institution. You should be able to fund your DARPA budget for the next 100,000 years. So, I mean, while there is a mass exit of retail, we can also point out that individuals still hold 2/3 of the supply for now. For now. I want to do Chainlink in just a minute. We'll do Gemini in just a minute. This was something I found interesting. This is directly from Brian Armstrong, and someone asked him during his AMA, why is Coinbase always misunderstood or underappreciated by Wall Street? Well, Wall Street is run by the banks and funded by the banks. They're not misunderstood. They're perfectly understood. But the banks understand that Coinbase wants to take their position. So Brian Armstrong says he believes Coinbase is misunderstood. This is the part I wanted to highlight here. The biggest disruptive innovations in the world. Actually, let me back up here. Why people are skeptical. They're skeptical because Coinbase and the new financial system feels like a threat. It's human nature. You don't go to the cab companies and ask them what they think about Uber. You remember what happened there? You don't go to the horse and buggy makers and ask them what they think about the automobile. The products or the product makers or the institutions that are being changed or replaced are always going to be hostile to change. You can go back to the Luddites and the people that destroyed cotton and textile factories, cotton processing. Yeah, aliens. There he is. Get in here. We're not to the aliens yet. Yeah. All right, so back to where we were. The biggest disruptive innovations in the history of the world have all followed this pattern. Look at Uber, Airbnb, self-driving cars, AI adoption, even SpaceX versus NASA. Crypto is directly disrupting Wall Street. Directly. So it makes sense that some on Wall Street would misunderstand crypto and Coinbase. The smartest ones are going to embrace it. The laggards are going to be left behind. This is, I'm going to say, the confluence of, hey, Reptar, I'm redoing the invite link in the Discord. I'm going to say the confluence of cryptocurrencies and AI and robotics all coming together at a singular point in history might be the largest technological revolution in the history of the planet. And I'm not trying to exaggerate that. I think all of these things coming together are probably. I'm trying to think if the invention of fire was more important. Yeah, okay, fine. It allowed us to cook our meat and process the calories better and die less from intestinal disease. Anyway, some would argue that agricultural revolution, then you have the industrial revolution, then you have the technological revolution, then you have the internet, which I think drastically changed things in a shorter time period than anything else. But this coming together of the complete change in the way finances and money and exchange of value is changing. The AI revolution plus robotics all together Any one of them would be historically revolutionary, but all three of them together might just be the biggest single leap in the history of mankind. Just my thoughts. I'd love to hear what your thoughts are on that. I'm vamping a little bit so Reptar can get in the restream. Is it not showing up for you, or because we were having some issues? And YouTube's been a little difficult as well. So let me go back over here. Not that one. Yeah, I want to talk about this very briefly because this is something that's interesting and may have larger effects across the market. Gemini, the company, their stock fell, not their crypto. Their stock fell 14% after their chief operating officer, chief financial officer, and chief legal officer left the company months after their IPO. Reptar's computer has been hacked by the aliens. Well, don't destroy your phone again. Don't let the aliens destroy your phone. So Gemini Exchange will also leave the UK and EU markets in April, cutting 200 jobs, saying they plan to trim costs and use more AI. That affects, obviously, their company and the company's stock price. But Gemini is also one of the big boys in the centralized exchange market. And I mean, it could just be creative differences, but it is maybe it's a difference in culture and the difference in the way they want the direction of the company to go. But the COO, the CFO, and the CLO all leaving within months of the IPO is like, maybe it's not a red flag, but it's certainly an orange flag. Mr. Gray says Reptar's computer being hacked must be. Reptar, you got to use the stop loss. The aliens control all of the crypto. They'll break your phone again. All right, Reptar, I've already told them what you think, but you may want to tell them in the comments. What crypto do aliens use? While we're waiting on that, I wanted to bring this up. This is for Ice. Whenever he's watching this, Ice, this is for you. Most people don't realize this, but Chainlink is quietly taking over the traditional world. It's one of the most undervalued long-term assets in crypto right now. This is from Investor Jordan. He genuinely thinks that Link hits $100 to $200 in the next 12 months. It's currently $8.76. But why does he say that? Because Chainlink posted on the 13th, Polymarket launches new 5-minute crypto markets powered by Chainlink. That's right. Polymarket is now, part of it is being powered by Chainlink. People freaking love Polymarket and Kalshi and betting on everything, which is actually one of the markers of a late stage of a historically of an empire, is gambling and yeah. So this is okay, a little Ben Morrison. There's no reason for the Link token to accrue value. Okay, we'll see. But here is all-time high right now is $50. We're sitting at $8.76. Make sure that's right. Linkity link. Where are you? $8.78. So, I mean, Reptar says H-bar and quant. Aliens use H-bar and quant. Yeah, I mean, I did tell them, Reptar, that H-bar's DEX icon is a UFO. So, all right, let me get back over here. Chainlink, yay, Chainlink. We like Chainlink. Have I done that one yet? I've done that one. What else have I got? We did that news. This was, I think, something else. We talked about at the very beginning things that move markets. This wasn't. I basically went through this yesterday, but this guy puts it so much more succinctly than I did. So I want to reiterate this from yesterday. Let me put this over here, because I want you to be able to read this from K. Capon, KK Apin. Yeah, sure. I don't know, whatever. K. Cap, own. Okay. Headlines move emotions. Oil moves markets. If Hormuz, the Strait of Hormuz, which is at least being threatened to be boycotted, blockaded by Iran. Strait of Hormuz, okay, over there. If Hormuz gets disrupted, oil spikes. Given the fact that oil prices were down for the last year, I imagine if you're buying now, it's not necessarily a bad time. I mean, not that you want bad things to happen, but oil spikes. That means inflation expectations rise because if gas is more expensive, transporting everything around the world is more expensive. If transporting everything around the world is more expensive, buying things is more expensive. See, I've told you many times, I passed. I think I even got a B and an A in Econ 101 and 102. So how about that? I'm not going to pull my transcripts. Don't look it up. But if inflation expectations rise, Japan gets pressured. The Japan 10-year, I'm assuming 10-year is going to be their one of their bonds. It climbs. The Bank of Japan tightens again, which means they raise their rates again. They tighten their money supply. And the yen becomes stronger because there's less in circulation. Same thing that we do every 4 or 5 years with the US dollar. We raise rates to make the dollar stronger. We lower rates to make the dollar weaker. The stronger yen means the carry trade unwinds. Carry trades unwinding leads to repatriation of cash. That means people are like, I can't borrow cheap Japanese yen, so I'm going to pull my money out of that and bring it back to my business or my company or whatever. That means there's no liquidity circling around. That's a tightening of liquidity is one of the effects we've seen here in the crypto markets, but in all risk on markets. Hey, hang on just a second. There he is. The aliens released his technology.
Hold on. I'm still listening to you on the live stream. Give me a second. All right. Testing.
Yeah, we've got you.
Oh, God damn it.
He made it. I see all your aliens.
I knew there wasn't speakers on my new monitor. All right, hold on.
Yep.
Testing.
I can hear you. I'm going to keep talking so you can tell if stuff is echoing.
Hit me.
Hit you.
Yeah, we're back. Sorry,
right.
guys. I was having Reptar actually wasn't like late, believe it or not. Reptar was having technical difficulties. I know that doesn't ever happen, but
we got hacked by China. The whole world.
He's not kidding.
But that's a story for another day.
JC, thanks for holding down the fort.
Yeah, we've got it. I'm glad you're here because I didn't want you to miss out on the aliens.
Dude, I did not want to miss out on this. What a topic today.
So this is in case is where this is the Strait of Hormuz. Okay, this is it right here. Here's Oman. Back up, dude. I don't need your face. Stop talking. So, Persian Gulf, Gulf of Oman, Iran is here, Oman is here, Qatar is here. There's your geography lesson. If Iran blockades this, 40% of the world's crude oil travels through here. Okay, so if they blockade it, that's the problem we're getting here. So this is what we're talking about. Liquidity draining means volatility, and not in a good way. If people don't have, if there's not cheap money floating around, the big boys who spend a lot of money, who invest a lot of money, they are not willing to invest their money in riskier things. So money will flow into less risky things like precious metals or,
commodities.
The top 50 safe investments. But that right there, this guy he's like, in that kind of stress, cross-border settlement speed isn't optional. It's the plumbing that keeps, he's trying to make this about XRP, and that's neither here nor there to me. This is what I wanted to make sure we talk about. Keep an eye on this right here. Keep an eye on U.S., Iran, Israel, Persian Gulf oil. I don't care what your political views are. It's going to affect your pocketbook.
Yeah. No, I don't. We talked yesterday about black swan events. I wouldn't. For those of you that are new, a black swan event is essentially something that no one sees coming that affects markets across.
Like aliens.
Aliens.
They're not black. They're not black swan anymore. We can predict them coming.
That's the thing.
What's the poly market on aliens? Hang on. Go ahead.
We do some predictive betting on if aliens come by 2027. No, so essentially this would this would cause a lot of negative price action to happen. A lot of people see it coming, so I wouldn't necessarily call it a black swan event, but it is something similar where if this happens, we are going to see some negative price action. So, JC, you look like you've seen an alien.
All right, we'll get there. I'll bring it up once we get to, because we are going to, there is a poly market for will the U.S. confirm that aliens exist before 2027?
Dude, I'm going to take that bet all day. All day.
You should right now, because it's 11 cents to buy a yes and 90 cents to buy a no.
Guys, just vote yes, because if you're right, we're going to see aliens and you win some money. If you're wrong, whatever. 11 cents.
per share. All right, let's see. What else? Do I have any other headlines?
A million shares, please.
All right, from Joker XRP, just crypto ecosystems mammoths. All right, XRP for payments, at least cross-border payments. That's what they were designed for. Bitcoin store value, ETH smart contracts, Cardano smart contracts and decentralized apps, Midnight for privacy, HBAR for enterprise, XLM for payments between me and you. Not cross-border, just, hey, send me some money, bro. Cash App. XDC is for trading. WMTX, I don't know what that is, but for connectivity. Solana for speed, maybe. RLUSD is a stablecoin. Binance as an exchange. USDC is a stablecoin. Link for oracles. And XMR, that's Monero, for privacy as well. It says figure out the rest for yourself. But what do you think of this list? Like, is this the crypto ecosystem?
I think these guys a list.
Right, I think it's a good list.
If you're new and you're just getting into crypto and you have no idea what to buy,
that's not a bad list.
Look at
don't buy the stable coins.
I would stay away from stable coins. But
you're not going to get any return on stable coins.
Is wild. ADA, we bought a couple cycles ago. It was a good cycle. JC hates it for obvious reasons. XRP, XLM, HBAR, Quant is a big one. Link. I mean, all of these are really safe bets, guys. If you're
what's left out here, guys? What do you think? If you're live or if you're watching the comments, what is left out of this list that's not on here? What do you think? What are we missing from the? What do you think, Reptars?
I think Monero should be. Midnight has no right being the privacy coin choice.
This is Monero right here.
Oh, right? You're right.
XMR.
They did.
That is Monero, right?
Yeah, it is.
Okay.
Right. I was looking up where it says privacy.
Oh, I know what we're missing. AI.
Yeah, it's a new industry. What is your favorite AI pick, JC? If you had to pick one AI coin.
Oh man.
It's hard, man. I have to go with Render just because the governing council.
I was trying to come up with something. Render was my first. Yeah, exactly, Mr. Gray. Ondo. What does Ondo do? It's not a payment. It's not a store of value. It's not a smart contract.
It's real. It's the real world asset narrative because technically it's tokenizing stocks, which is a real world.
So AI and tokenization are two things that are not listed here. Render is definitely one. I think there's probably going to be in the long term. Near protocol is that the one for AI? I'm not sure Render is the one. I'm not sure Render is the Amazon of AI tokens.
No, Near is definitely a contender for that. Near is a really massive project.
Yeah, I think this guy's list is good, but like I said, he's missing real world asset tokenization and AI. Anyway, I thought that was a really good list, but I knew there was stuff missing. I was like, "What? We need to figure out what's missing here."
Yeah, I'm trying to find the governing council for Render so I can pull that up real quick. But yeah, there's
Quant. Derek Hughes says Quant and Zbeck.
There's a lot out there, guys.
Quant's
really big for AI. Yeah, Algo.
Link is on there.
Likes.
Yeah, a lot of people here are saying Quant and Flare. World Liberty Financial. That I don't know that takes off while it's run by the Trump family.
Yeah, we have a video. I'll put it in the description, guys, of our top AI picks, and I think every single one of them is going to do well. I'm actually surprised AI is not on this list, but again, that is a really solid list of projects you guys should be keeping an eye on for sure.
I think so. Here is from Kyle Chasse. Yeah, here we are, dystopian.
This is interesting.
AI is tracking workers at work.
I got something they can track.
Look, they're tracking how many cups each person has either made or served. Is this the future of productivity, or is the look? All these guys will be like baristas will be replaced by bots. So I went. Here's story time. Last 2024 rolling into 2025 for New Year's, we took a cruise with my family. And one of the gimmicks on the cruise ship was an entirely robotic bar. And you could go up on the touchscreen, you could order, an old fashioned, a margarita, whatever. And it had a robot arm or two hanging from the ceiling of this bar, and it would go to the different alcohols that were obviously, pre-positioned, and it would create your drink for you and serve it to you.
The future.
And Elena, Olga, and Anna will be replaced by 3 robotic arms, and all of the machines will be connected to the same local AI computer, and you just type in what you want, and that machine is making it. Once it's ready, the arm comes over and hands it to you while it's making 16 others. Sorry, guys. Sorry, Elena and Olga and Vika and Anna. You're not going to have a job in 5 years. Not as a barista.
And that's the thing. Learning how to use AI and make AI make your job easier is the only way that a lot of these industries are going to survive. I mean, a lot of industries use AI now.
Look, it's not just tracking the employees; it's tracking how long these people have been sitting here.
Yeah, and it's going to make a lot of things easier, but that's also going to mean they're going to need less help. So, the whole idea of like AI stealing people's jobs, a lot of industries are going to get replaced, but there are going to be a lot where people still want a human being. I very much do not want to talk to a customer service agent that is AI. It's already stressful enough. So there are industries.
I don't know. I'm starting to wonder if maybe AI, once they take that next leap, if they can answer my question better than some tech person over, in some other part of the world that doesn't even understand English.
At least AI speaks English.
Yeah.
Oop. Controversial take today.
At least it speaks English to us. The AI has created its own language to talk to other AIs.
We still got to talk about that. That's wild.
Yeah. This is I talked about Coinbase earlier, and I meant to put this in the front. But Coinbase sat with 130 institutional investors across Hong Kong and the United Arab Emirates and asked a simple question: has volatility changed your thesis on crypto? Nope. This is why retail is getting out.
Not one hand went up. Not one hand.
Institutions don't think in terms of, I need this token to 1,000x in 6 months.
Why is it H-bar at $5? I need my money now. Literally.
I know, right? 5 to 7 years from now, H-bar is going to be worth more than $5.
It'll be worth $60, $150.
Yeah, we should point out, we didn't say this yesterday, but that whole H-bar to $60 thing, that came from a ChatGPT prompt that Reptar put in. We did not make that number up. We are not predicting it. ChatGPT threw that out. Just so you know.
Yeah, so if you want to go sue anybody, go sue ChatGPT. But we agree with ChatGPT.
We, not we. The royal we at the bottom of the screen there. I don't know that H-bar goes to $60. Maybe in 10 years, I guess. I don't know. That's possible.
Tell you what, he'll be sitting pretty. He'll be very, very happy if it does.
I won't have any H-bar at $60. All of my H-bar will be sold way before then. Probably not all of it. I'll probably keep some of everything that moves.
I'd be selling at $20 realistically.
I'll sell some at $1. What are you talking about?
But that's
not much.
Not just a little bit.
I mean, I probably. I mean, I'm holding from less than 5 cents. Why would I not take profits at $1?
And that's the thing, guys. The longer that you are in the market, the easier it is for this. Like, they're not nervous because they know where it's heading long term. They don't care about short-term price volatility.
What do you think about this? Permissioned DEX is live on the XRP Ledger mainnet.
Interesting.
So, like that. What does that mean? Well, for years, banks and regulated firms couldn't use a public DEX because it didn't have compliance controls. That is no longer correct. Institutions, this is the important part, institutions can now trade on-chain on XRPL while meeting KYC, jurisdictional, and compliance requirements. The big boys have to wait for compliance requirements. Guess what? A permissioned DEX is now live. Now, as we've said, good news apparently does not move crypto markets, so we'll see what happens.
And that's the thing. The government clarity has been a real problem. That's why we talked about the Clarity Act for like 3 days. Ripple's sick of getting sued. A lot of projects are sick of getting sued. And really, what they're not going to do anything until they have that green light from these institutions or from these government agencies like the Security Exchange Commissions and the CFTC. This is big, guys. This is them taking the technology and allowing them to offer a service to their customers with it. Like, this is, DEXs are a big deal. DEXs, since the beginning of crypto, since the days of Uniswap, have been a massive part of the entire crypto ecosystem, as far as like swapping, lending, leverage trading. It's a big deal.
Nobody does that here.
Yeah, no, we don't condone leverage trading here.
All right, let me switch something real quick.
Lots of money. Ooh,
here we go. Now, for the reason we're all here.
I'm so happy that I'm here for the show today.
This is Brian Tyler Cohen, aka at UAP James. I believe this was an ABC interview. So let me back this up, and I'm going to mute myself so I don't overlap.
Are aliens real?
They're real, but I haven't seen them, and they're not being kept in what is it?
Area 51.
Area 51. There's no underground facility, unless there's this enormous conspiracy, and they hid it from the President of the United States.
What was the first question you wanted answered when you became president?
Where are the aliens?
Are aliens real?
They're real, but
they're real. They're real.
Can we just talk about how old that man looks? Damn. Presidency did not age him well. I actually I saw that clip yesterday, actually. Yeah, I mean, this isn't a surprise to me. I mean, the government straight up came out a few years ago and said they had bodies. I'm gonna get to the core of it right now, guys. A lot of people.
Do you remember this? This is not the first time this has come out. I'm going to show you this. Do you remember?
Okay, cool, you got it.
This is from 2023.
And no one cared, by the way. Yeah. They told us 3 years ago, and everyone's like, all right, cool. What about the Epstein files? Now we got those, and people still don't care about the aliens.
Do you remember
Weird
this?
Timeline.
Literally brought them to the floor of the Congress, the congressional hearing in Mexico.
Yeah, they I think they debunked that particular one. But yeah, this one. But our government came out and essentially said the same thing as well. Like full disclosure, guys, I know we're talking about some crazy shit right now with like aliens and stuff, and it's like why? But it's interesting. I made a short about this. That there are a lot of people that come out and say a lot of the technology over the past 20 years has been reverse engineered alien technology. I'm talking about things like, I guess, fiber optics, microchips. There's a reason that this is a theory, because our progression of technology unnaturally exploded after, weirdly, like the events of Roswell and some other things that were going on allegedly in the government. And our government straight up admitted that we have been reverse engineering some of this technology. There's a guy that a lot of people have heard of, probably, called Bob Lazar. He was one of the most famous whistleblowers who talked about reverse engineering this stuff. And right after all of this, right around the 80s, a lot of technology that had not seen progression for like 10, 20 years, all of a sudden was TVs were getting smaller and better. Everything just exploded technologically. And people argue that Bitcoin and blockchain, essentially Bitcoin was created by the CIA, and it was a result of them learning how they use currency. By they, I mean these alien entities. Again, this is a lot, guys. This is a heavy episode, but there is a reason that people think that. And it's weird when you see projects like HBAR partnering with NASA and Boeing, the private contractor for the military that would have been responsible for dismantling these craft and stuff like that.
Boeing and Lockheed Martin, aka Skunkworks.
Skunkworks division, really, really weird. DARPA, the World Health Organization, that's a random one. And then on top of that, like you have, it sounds so weird to say, but the DEX, which is very important again to most crypto projects, the DEX of Hedera literally has an alien face on it for its logo. And the name of it is Saucer Swap. I mean, they're literally like saying it without saying it and making a huge joke about it. Like,
the difference between a conspiracy theory and a fact? About 6 months.
Enough time. That's right. And let me tell you what, guys. It's also one of the only quantum computing protected. Just learn about how quantum computing works. I'm not going to bore everyone today and explain it right now on the show. But quantum computing is based on quantum physics, which is a pretty advanced concept that we're getting very close to. Quantum computers used to take up warehouses, and now they're going to be on people's desks.
Regular computers used to take up warehouses.
You do not have enough HBAR.
Yeah, this is from Uri Geller. I clicked on him earlier. You guys saw all that, see who he is, but friends, Barack Obama just admitted aliens are real. He also said they are not in Area 51, but listen carefully to the precise language he used. He knows he can say there are no aliens at Area 51 because that is and has always been the truth. Area 51 is where they develop reverse-engineered technology based on the wreckages of crashed UFOs and from artifacts discovered at archaeological digs. That's right. Archaeology was built by aliens.
S4 is the...
How do I know that? Because I've seen some of the bodies myself, and I was nowhere near Area 51. 50 years ago, I was taken to a NASA facility by Werner von Braun, who created Saturn V rockets, and taken into a refrigerated room 3 floors down from the ground floor in a secure building. In that room, I was shown the mangled and mutilated bodies of at least 6 small, pale, humanoid creatures that were very clearly not from this Earth. And you know what? I'm not afraid to say exactly where this was anymore. It was at Goddard Space Center. I will be near there in a couple of weeks. Goddard is in Huntsville, I believe. No, Goddard is near D.C. What am I thinking of? Huntsville is where the Space and Rocket Center is. Sorry. And it is like the Space and Rocket Center is right next to Redstone Arsenal, which is where Wernher von Braun was testing the first Saturn rockets. Sorry, Goddard.
He was also a Nazi.
He was a German who escaped the Nazis. Seriously, like we went over and got him and Einstein.
I think you're right. It was Operation Paperclip. They brought a bunch of their biggest scientists over. I think von Braun was working for the Nazis, but I do think he switched sides.
Yeah, oh yeah, every German scientist in Germany was working for the Nazis.
Yeah,
at gunpoint. But yeah, we brought him out. We're like, bruh, why don't you do that for us? I'm not saying we didn't put him at gunpoint too. I don't know, but the room I was taken to was incredibly cold, padded, heavily insulated, Arctic-like coats hanging up outside the doors. And Wernher von Braun instructed me to put one on to put one before we entered. The coat was orange and had a blue NASA logo on it. Okay, sure. Do you think adding more details makes your story more believable just because? I don't know. The bodies I saw in that room were lying inside their own thick, misty glass coffins. And they were all glazed and frosted like donuts. I saw with my... By the way, did you know I can cut a tree down just by looking at it? I saw with my own eyes.
We have completely devolved today.
These poor pilots or astronauts, like I feel like he's Dr. Evil here using the quotation fingers. Yeah, he knows aliens do exist. He knows they're not at Area 51. They're at the Goddard Space Center. Maybe, maybe not. This is I saw this movie too. Didn't they put the two spacecraft in Queens? Right? And we're worried about like a giant alien bug destroying the whole planet and escaping. Maybe I don't remember that. Maybe I got my memory flashed away. Wait, what? A huge recovered craft that would be impossible to secretly move or transport is in North Korea? Interesting.
Well, this man seems totally credible and not insane, so we should hear him out and see what he has to say.
Hey, give it 6 months.
Guys. Okay. Now we're getting real crazy. All right. I've said this before on the show. I'm gonna say it again. Our currency sucks. If we went to another planet with gold, it'd be like us handing them like copper or snow or something just very common. Gold is really...
I got a rock.
Yeah. Oh, here, I have a rock for you.
I have a shiny rock.
All the stuff that we have is like shiny rocks to them. They don't give a shit about our money. And Elon Musk said this. I mean, feel how you want about Elon Musk, but smart guy. He said the only currency that any kind of other civilization would care about is the same one that we technically care about. Energy. So, why is gold valuable? Because it costs a lot of energy to mine it and pull it out of the ground. And it's, why was the Indian wampum valuable? Because they had to
we have agreed to exchange an asset. Food is nothing but how we generate energy for ourselves. But we've agreed to say, hey, rather than me trading you a cow for a chicken, can we all just agree that this shiny rock equals 1 cow and 1 cow equals 10 chickens? Like, so therefore, if I trade my cow for 1 shiny rock, I can buy 10 chickens. Can we just agree on that? So I don't have to actually herd my cow. I can just sell it over here and like walk over to you with my rock and not have to drag that cow.
Yeah. And the thing is, if they take a US dollar and they go to Saturn and they try to buy a Saturn chicken, to them, it's just going to be a piece of paper. It means nothing. The only thing that is going to mean anything to them is energy. Energy is the universal currency. And I think it's very, very strange that crypto is fundamentally not only backed by something that doesn't change throughout the universe, math and cryptography, and backed by the only real thing of value, which is energy. Kind of weird.
I'm not saying it was aliens, but it was aliens.
I'm definitely saying it was aliens, and you don't have enough H bar.
Yeah. Guys, if you're watching this on the replay, we would love to know in the comments which cryptocurrencies do aliens use? Which ones did they invent? And why are they involved with us at all? Why do they care?
And what are they planning?
That's right. Are they friendly aliens? Are they Vulcans or are they Romulans and Klingons?
They're probably lizard people that live in the moon that are trying to steal our souls.
Are they trying to raise us up to be enlightened civilization to travel the stars? Or are they trying to get us up just high enough that they can use us to farm resources? What's it going to be? And why are we farming crypto for aliens?
I'm farming crypto right now. Damn, don't say it like that.
Dude, look, I tell you what, I will make you a deal, Mr. Alien or Mrs. Alien or whatever you call yourself, alien. And if that term offends you, I'm really sorry. Please don't be offended.
It offends a lot of people here too, apparently.
That's a different. Anyway, can I like get a ride on your spaceship?
Yeah, can
like,
you get me the
me and my fam? Me and my fam. Can we just kind of like float around in space for a little bit? That'd be awesome.
I just want to.
Can you help me build a space hotel on Mars, or even the moon? Like that'd be awesome. I'll pay you in H-bar. Or sauce if you prefer sauce.
How much does one of the Martian moons cost?
How much for the moon?
Well, guys, there you have it. Aliens made
crypto. Who needs crypto? We have aliens.
Yep. Once again,
apparently crypto.
My 1,000 apologies for being late. Computer's having some difficulties this morning, and Reptar woke up late. But
it's probably two aliens species fighting, and one of them like knows that you are very pro alien, and they're like, "Nah, we gotta nuke his tech today because he's gonna want to be in on this. We can't have that."
There are 4 different alien races that frequent Earth. Actually, I have some fine literature you guys should read. But
I love it. Something crypto. Yeah. Do all the YouTube stuff. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, share. Ooh. Give us some comments. Tell us we're idiots. Oh yeah, we have something else that we want to share with you, and it will be linked in our description and comments.
Yeah. So 2 things, guys. You guys know over the years we host a weekly event called Game Night every Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
Hey, it's Wednesday today.
Oh, what a coincidence. And we have given away over $250,000 of prizes so far. It's a really fun event. We've been doing this for quite a few years. It's free to join, so hop in. You might learn something and even win some prizes, have some fun. We
gotta be present to win, though.
Yes, you guys have to be there to win. I know, shocking. But we just opened up a Patreon as well. A lot of these prizes and stuff that we're able to fund for the community have been, donations through other projects that we've worked with, or from our own pockets. And we just opened a Patreon in case some of you guys want to help donate to the cause and allow us to do bigger prizes, different events, and stuff like that. So. We will have that in the description as well. We got a couple of you guys that already have subbed. You guys are seriously the best. And we're going to continue to kind of scale things out, do bigger and better prizes for game night. And we'll have that in the description for you guys if you want to contribute. But for those of you who just want to come, have fun, win some free stuff, we will see you guys in the Discord.
Yep. All right. Chompy is not an alien, but he's going to take us out of here.
Dude,
is he an alien?
Chompy's totally an alien.